Hey, I'm going to try to do this quickly because I don't want to hold you too long, but I missed you. We are on Wednesday, so you know what that means. It's our Wednesday reflection question. I missed last week because I was cruising the Caribbean. I went on the Tom Joyner's Fantastic Voyage cruise, which was 7 days of concerts, partying, networking, empowerment, just fun. But I am back and hoping that my voice comes back with me soon. I lost my voice probably the second day on the cruise. It was a 7 day cruise. And I lost my voice the second day because I was trying to sing to everybody who was singing, on the at the concerts. And I want to be able to sing on Sunday for Easter service, so hopefully it comes back fully by then. But nonetheless, I thought about you while I was on the Caribbean. I was sitting on my balcony one day, looking out into the water, and I thought about something that I could bring back to you all for a Wednesday reflection question. So, just to give you a little idea as to how it came about. Well, first of all, let me say this that the Tom Joyner Fantastic Voyage Cruise is a fundraiser. It's a fundraiser for historically black colleges and universities. And so, even though we're partying for 7 days, and when I say 7 days, it's like nonstop. Like you wake up at 7 o'clock, you can work out. 8 o'clock is morning inspiration with some gospel people giving the word. Then empowerment and things, games, all of that. And then the evening starts concerts, and the concerts go on until like 4 o'clock in the morning. Then after that, they have clubs that will go on until sunrise. And then you start all over again. So you pick and choose what you want to do. But I did as much as I could and all that I wanted to do. And I'm exhausted still, but I'm getting better. But it's raising money for historically black colleges and universities so that students can go to school. It's a great cause and I support it. I did not go to an HBCU. I am actually a triple alumna of Case Western Reserve University, which is why I'm wearing my sweatshirt now because I need to represent. But I do believe in the mission, and I know that there's black excellence at these universities. And so I do my part to support. And in addition to that, I get to have fun. But while I was there on the boat, you have young and old, men and women, single and couples. I think the oldest person on the boat had to be Mr. Hughes. He is 98 years old. 98. I met him last year for the first time. And he walks around with his walker, but he's at the concerts. He's at the club at 4 o'clock in the morning. And he's dancing. I mean, I don't even, if I could be 98 doing that, it's just amazing. He comes on with his grandkids and just a delight. He's a World War II veteran. I can't even talk. I'm still waiting for my voice, just waiting to be able to get some energy so I can even enunciate my words better. But this man is amazing. And this is his fifth cruise. As I said, I met him last year for the first time. It's only my fourth cruise. But it's just a good old time of fun and meeting some wonderful people. So the first year I went, which was about 6 years ago, I met this group of guys. It was four guys who had met for the first time on the boat, but they were sharing a room together. And we all met because a few of us was on the dating game together. And so good people, I exchanged numbers with one of them in particular. And I'm just using him as an example because this is how I came to my reflection question. So this particular guy, we had exchanged numbers. He lives down in Atlanta. Cool people, like we connect periodically if I'm down there or whatnot. And we don't really talk on the phone that much, but we're Facebook friends. And so I see what's going on with him and I talk to him through Facebook and the same with me. And so when I met him some years ago, he thought I was kind of, what's the word? Could I say difficult? He always says that I have a wall up, right? And so, I don't know. Maybe I do, or maybe that's his perception of me. I don't know. But this year I was seeing him around, and this one particular time we were passing each other, and he asked me, he's like, hey, did you go to the concert last night? It was the 90s hip hop concert. So they had Black Sheep, the people who sing, you could get with this or you could get with that. And the part with the engine number 9 going down and then you jump back up. I was doing all of that, right? So they had him, they had DJ Cool, they had Mace, they had Fat Man Scoop. I didn't know who he was until he sung his song. And then I was like, oh my gosh, that's a good party song, right? So I'm just having a good time at 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning. And so my knees suffered the next day because of it. So when I run into this guy and he asked me if I went, I was like, yes. And it was a good time. And he was like, so you were standing on the wall in the corner? And I looked at him like, are you serious? Like, my knees are telling me otherwise, right? I partied all night long, right? So I was just like, okay, I'm not even going there, because what I do know about this guy is that he has a perception of me that he has had since we first met. And it's a matter of, do I even bother to change it? Or do I just let him think of me as he think of me and just be okay with it? So I choose the latter, because I'm like, it's not worth the energy, for someone who I just know on Facebook that I see on cruises, that I probably won't see it on the cruise again because I'm not planning to go back. Not saying that I'm not. I'm just saying I'm not planning to. But, still good people. And so it's nothing against him. But I do get what he's saying, because he's not the first person nor the only person who says that to me. I had people, even my best friend's cousin, who's known me for years, always think of Andrea as the professional. Not recognizing that I ain't just professional. I mean, I'm a little hood. I'm not hood, but I'm hood. It's like I can, it's a balance with me. So anyway, it got me to thinking about this book. And this is the book that I'm talking about, Expect to Win, 10 Proven Strategies for Thriving in the Workplace by Carla Harris. So in this book, because I do some training on branding, right? So when you think about branding, it's not like with McDonald's and just the golden arches, right? It's not just about the logo, but it's about what you think about when you hear the name McDonald's or if you see those arches, right? And it's the same as with a person. Like if you think about what is the brand that you associate with them? What do you say about them when they're not in the room? That's what your brand is, right? So I do know that some people say that I have a wall up, whether I'm there or not, right? So, okay, I'm fine with that. But Carla Harris tells a story, which is why I think this is such a great book. It's great for anybody who is working in corporate America. But this is a pretty old book. She has another one that is more recent than this, but it's good stuff in this. So she talks about how she wanted to be promoted. And it was time for her, it was a position that was available and she thought she was going to get it. She knew that she worked hard, that she did great things with that there was no reason she shouldn't get the promotion. So she thought she had the job until she found out someone else got it. So she went to her manager and asked, like, why didn't I get the promotion? And he told her that the reason you didn't get it, not because you're not smart enough, not because you don't work hard enough, but I don't think you're tough enough. Now, Carla Harris, she worked on Wall Street. I believe she's retired now after 30 years. But as an African American woman, you probably could understand how difficult it was for her to be on Wall Street. She's probably the most successful Black person who's been there. She's exceptional. I've heard her speak tons of times, met her numerous times. She even sings at sold out concerts at Carnegie Hall. So she has an amazing voice in addition to everything else that she does with excellence. But when she was told that, she thought to herself, like, I am tough. Like, why don't they see me tough? So she decided that she was going to change people's perspective of her, their perception. So anytime she did something and they would compliment her, she would say, thank you for that. I'm tough. That's what she did for like 90 days. If I'm not mistaken, I think she said 90 days. For 3 months, she would just go around and say that she's tough. She picked three adjectives that she wanted people to think about when they thought about her. And being tough was one of them, because that was the thing that kept her from getting the promotion. And so she did that to the point that now people are saying, Carla Harris, she's tough, right? And so now they done bought into it. And guess what? The next time the promotion came, she got it. And so it just got me to thinking like you and I are responsible for creating what we want, the perception that someone has for us. We can go along with what it is that they want to see through their filter, or we can intentionally help them along the way, right? So just like Carla Harris said, I'm tough. And she convinced them enough. I said it enough till she convinced them that she really was tough. We can do that with whatever it is that we want to other people to believe. So if I don't want people to believe that I'm hard to penetrate, to break down the barriers, to get through the walls, then I can do something to help them along the way. So this week, I want you to think about what are 3 adjectives you have or 3 adjectives you want people to associate with you. That's a better way to put it. What 3 adjectives do you want people to associate with you? And how, I see something hanging from my eye. And how can you help them along the way so that their perception of you is what you want it to be? And this is especially helpful for those of us who work with people, those of us who work in corporate America. You may have a manager or a one over manager, a director, or someone that you want to see you a certain way. How is it that you can convince them that you are who you want them to believe you to be? Now, mind you, you should be it. I'm just saying, don't just make up something that you want them to think you are that you're really not. But I just want you to think about that and figure out how it is that you can change someone else's perspective of you that may not be right. Right? Right isn't correct. So that is all I have for this week. I just really am happy to be back. I was trying to figure out, I still don't know what I'm going to do with my Wednesday reflection questions. I had thought maybe I would come on and go through another book and share the highlights from a book like I did with Think and Grow Rich, or continue waiting for the inspiration to come every week and then just come with something different. I've heard from some of you don't really know which direction I'm going to go. I haven't read a book. I've been reading. I did read on my vacation, go figure. And all of that, I still had time to sit on the balcony and read some of a book. I didn't finish it. But I am back to reading my professional or personal development books. And I think the one that I'm reading now is The Strangest Secret. I don't know if you've read that one. It's a little book, Earl Nightingale, probably like 30 pages or so. Very little, but some good information in that. So I'm going to go through that again, and then I'm going to move on to my next one. But we will see what comes. I'm waiting for inspiration, and we'll see what comes next week and what you get. But in the meantime, have a wonderful week. Remember that question and figure out how it is you can change someone's perspective or have them think of you the way you want them to think of you. Alrighty, much love to you until the next time. Bye-bye.